Hey, good morning. This is John from Two Doves Bees and Gardens. Today I just want to have a little conversation and bring you along talking about the Hugel mound, a HugelKultur bed that we built. Um, so hang on tight. We'll get into some of the details of how it's built, what we did to construct it, and our plans for it. Well, I got my notes here. We've been taking some video and pictures along the way of our construction process of building this Hugel mound. It's about 25 feet long. I'm going to guess it's probably about 3 feet tall at this point, and probably about 4 feet wide at its base. Right now, we've got some things planted in it. This is a Texas kidney wood. We got some other things going here. We got the mountain laurel. We got some milkweed, and just a variety of native plants and flowers. They don't look like much right now. It's a little late in the season. This is the day after Thanksgiving 2020. This coming spring, we should see a lot more growth. We've got some clover, red clover, not the greatest thing for bees, but it'll work. We got some that we planted from seed at the very end. They're just now coming up. They're really tiny. And this year's been kind of weird anyway. I've got my notes so I don't forget some things. We started this in our time with COVID. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? Anyway, we started this in April of this year. I don't have the exact date, but it was early April. I'm going to share some pictures of the whole process. You might see it pop up here, but I'm going to keep talking and share the pictures with you as we go. This started with pretty much an empty patch of grass. It's all Bermuda grass. Bermuda, it's a great ground cover. It's especially in this Texas weather, Texas heat. It's kind of hard to kill, but we have about an acre of it here. But anyway, it started with empty grass. When we started construction, pretty much I just cut this down as low as my mower would go, dropped the blade down as close as I could get it to the ground, and then we layered some cardboard. We put a path of cardboard down here, and you'll see the picture. Multiple layers. We kind of let that sit there, trying to kill the grass that was under it. And then we covered that with some logs. We've got debris, we've got logs, trees, old trees around here. Some junk trees too, I don't really like to have, but and they drop leaves and branches all the time. We had a storm, a number of years ago, and just heavy ice in the winter, and it brought down a tree. I want to guess it was probably 30 feet tall, and it kind of peeled it like a banana, just straight down. The weight of the ice just peeled that tree. And that was in a pile. The wood debris from that just was sitting in a pile over here off to my left. So that was piled up, and we had another pile of some branches and debris over there, and then you might actually be able to see another pile over here that's accumulated since we started putting this together. So anyway, we took the logs from all that thing, and it was old, it'd been weathered, starting to decompose. Some of it was fresh. We put all that together on that cardboard, held down the cardboard, killed the grass, and started creating this bed. We started with the larger logs. We added some fresh stuff. There was a peach tree that grew from a pit. We have a couple of peach trees up here in the front of the property. Thankfully, a squirrel, I thought, must have liked being out here by the garden and planted it, and it grew. We let it grow, and it was just in the wrong place. We cut that down, and you'll see some pictures where there's some fresh cut logs and branches. That's from that peach tree, and it's under here now. We also added some chipped wood. We took branches that we chipped and processed those, put those on here. Sawdust. We built a lot of beehives and things like that. So the sawdust that we built from pine, that's all pine, that's in here. Leaves, I mentioned leaves, we got a lot of leaves, we put those on here. September came along, so April to September, we're trying to basically maintain what we had here, make sure we didn't see any grass coming up. If we saw grass, we pulled it and covered it, trying to kill it all off. But we got to be September, and we wanted to process this and get it going further. So we had a friend that has horses, and he said, yeah, come on by. And he had some composted or composting horse manure. And so we got some of that. You'll see the video, and I think there's a picture or two I'm going to add. And brought that home and put that on top of all the logs and things like that, and set that to aging some more. So it got to be the end of October, and we got our first load of dirt, our soil. And I made a video about going to the soil store, so I'm going to put a link to that probably up here in the corner. There'll be a link to that video of the soil store, figuring out what we wanted, and getting that and bringing it home and getting it on the bed. There might be a little time lapse that I'll share with you too, which is kind of fun. You get to see us throw the first bits of dirt on top of all of the logs and sticks and manure and all that stuff. And we actually started planting at that point, and that was October 31st. Well, today is a day we're going to put some dirt on our HugelKultur. We're going to share how we constructed this, how we built it, and today we're going to put some dirt on it. Anyway, got to be November. We're in November now. November 7th, I believe, is when we got the last load of ProMix soil. It's really good soil. I don't want to dig in here too much. We've got some stuff planted in here, but it's really good soil. We've had a little bit of rain now. The thought behind the HugelKultur is that it's pretty much self-watering. Once it gets watered and get some moisture inside of the bed, it will hold that moisture. All those logs as they're decomposing will hold the moisture, and the roots from the plants will get down and find that moisture and pretty much be a self-watering bed. We still water it if need be, especially the seedlings as they're getting started. We come out and water them, and we have high hopes for it. This is a new chapter, a new type of raised bed for us, but we have high hopes. This is all going to be native plants and flowers, shrubs, mostly for pollinators, and we're hoping to provide some benefit for the bees. That was the main thing I wanted to get to, is I guess kind of get you caught up on this raised bed and what we're doing with it, and our hopes, and wanted to bring you along. Anyway, hope you find this interesting. If you do, we'd appreciate a thumbs up and a like, and subscriptions to our channel. Again, this was John at 2 Doves Bees and Gardens.